This might be one of those days where I am kind of at a loss for what else we can do to beef this place up. Now, having said that, I do have some ideas, but I think I'm going to run out of them pretty quickly here. Just because, well, we don't quite have all the materials that I would like to see us have to really make this happen. I'm going to grab yonder bike and we're going to go run over this way. Because we got to do a little collecting. You might have noticed there that I picked up a certain something. So let's put that on the bar down there and reload you, bad boy. I'm still entertained by the idea of the flaming chainsaw. It's so dumb. And yet, I just love it. In part because it's so dumb. But really, it does make it so much easier to chop through this stuff. And I don't remember, do I have... Yeah, I do have some mods on it. Good. That's good. I don't think it has a big gas tank mod, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're going to need a bunch of wood today because, well, I need to call an audible with a little bit of our defense here, and I might have to call an even bigger audible than I'm planning. So, you know what? I'm just going to deforest this place. Now, in fairness, all these trees here that we've chopped down, these are all ones we've planted, so I don't feel too badly about doing it. And we're getting so many pine cones here, we're just going to be able to plant them like crazy. We're going to have quite the forest by the time the new trees grow. And yep, we are going to stop and plant them, because you know what? That's how I roll. Look at that. I'm going to assume we just went through 11 trees, because we have 22 seeds. Seems to be, you know, it's like a 2-to-1 ratio generally. Chop down one, get two, that sort of thing. Whatever, it's cool. Probably should be careful about putting them too closely to the factory. And I also don't want to bunch them up together too much. And I also don't want them all right next to the horde base, because if I remember correctly, there's some old issues with the game in terms of performance with bunches of trees. And it generally is better to have them not a huge field of them, basically. So, just going to try that and see how that goes. All right. What do we have for wood? 3,400. That's probably sufficient for right now. But we're going to need like another, I want to say 150 of those. That's probably too many. It's probably too many. That's fine. If nothing else, I think that'll put us in a pretty decent spot for the time being. And then we're going to have to go grab some other materials, but thankfully all those other materials are right over here. I'm waiting for the arrival of someone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Uh-oh. It's about to get serious over here. You good? Doing. There we go, coming in hot. Not as hot as I thought she might, but coming in hot. For a moment, I thought she was going to go chase the little one away from her scratcher. There's this is just starting to get into stuff you don't care about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I have a scratcher in my office because I have a scratcher in pretty much every room of the house. I was literally just talking about this last weekend, I think, and determined that aside from bathrooms and bedroom, I have a cat scratcher in every single room because it just makes sense when you have 473 cats. I mean, they're going to scratch and do stuff that you don't want them to do. I want to say we'll leave those guys right there because we will have some amount of concrete to play with. But there's a particular scratcher in this room and in the office that this one is a little territorial about it, it seems. It's kind of hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen a cat be territorial about a scratcher before, but she is. It's really quite amusing to see her just get annoyed when the little one decides to come in and use the scratcher. It's funny because my oldest one, alternate recording cat, she doesn't care about that scratcher, but the little one, she kind of likes it. It's nothing special. It's just a carpeted scratcher that lies flat on the floor, so I don't know. It's really not that exciting, but this one loves it, and she gets jealous when the other one's using it, or angry or something. It's hilarious. And she'll go chase her off, and then sit there and scratch it herself, and be like, yeah, it's my scratcher. Go get your own. And the other one just doesn't really care too much. She'll come back later and use it again, because that's just how she is. So we have a lot of upgrading we need to do today, and thankfully this goes reasonably quickly here, so I'm going to say that's probably good. The idea with doing this is that we're just going to have some additional walls going on, and I realize this is not going to be as sturdy as the concrete stuff, but it's better than nothing. We're at least able to get that double wall effect that we're kind of going for here, to have just a little better defense. I don't know how much that's going to matter in the grand scheme of things when the demolishers start showing up. They might just blow straight through this wall for all I know. Entirely possible, and I half expect it, but you know what? I'm okay with that, because at the very least it means that this wall is going to take the brunt of the attack, assuming that the attack doesn't just immediately pass through in its entirety. And I'll admit, I don't know if it passes through in its entirety, but apparently it does pass through at least to some degree, so it stands to reason we should probably reinforce this a little bit, and should probably do some reinforcing on the inside too, but there's only so much I can do right now. That's kind of the thing, right? We'll be able to upgrade this stuff to concrete at least, which will be nice, so we are going to get the added benefit that I've talked about before of doing things the slow way to get the additional experience. So that's at least something. We can kind of look at that and say, that's not a complete loss. We're going to get some value out of that, which I definitely appreciate that. We're probably going to need to add a ton more spikes as well, if I had to guess. So we have 2,600 wood left over. I'm going to say for right now, just to get started on this kitty, we're going to add like, I guess only 134 spikes. I wanted to do like 300. You know, it's better than nothing. I'll take it. I really didn't pay attention to where that left us for cobblestones. We are plenty of cobblestones remaining. And this stuff, I don't think it's been 40 minutes, but you know what? I'm not going to argue with it. I'm a little baffled by that, honestly. I wasn't expecting to see that. Before we use this stuff, and I know we should probably use it sooner rather than later, but I think we'll have enough time for it to dry. I want to go grab some more dirt, some more sand, and I know we could use the stones to make crushed sand, but the whole deal with that is then we just need more stones, because you still need the stones to do the concrete. And yes, I know we don't have enough cement for that to matter, but then we get into the other issue of it takes time to create crushed sand when what I really want to be doing is creating concrete. Which goes back to what I was talking about before about having multiple mixers in place so that you can do more than one thing at a time, because, man, I mean, whether you're talking about just splitting your concrete mix or you're talking about doing other things, it's that much slower if you're trying to do it all with one. And, you know, we don't have a whole lot of time left here before the horde shows up. That's going to be coming up right quick. I mean, if I can do math, that's going to be later on in game today. I mean, not literal real world today, but game day today. So that's something to look forward to and something to be thinking about. Oh, come now. We need to collect all this crap as quickly as we can. Go ahead and reload this bad boy. Right, kitty? So that's going to be another 1,000 concrete. That's pretty good. I'm going to say we could use a little more than that, but not a whole lot, because we're not going to have enough time to put all this together unless I exit the game and then it magically finishes a bunch. I don't know, did that happen? It sure seems like it did. I thought I heard meowing, but I don't see a cat in here, so I must not have. I mean, aside from this cat, I see her. I technically do see her right here, peripheral vision and all that jazz. Okay, 2,000 is definitely enough, so we'll just get to 2,000. We're right there. Knock, knock, knocking on 2,000's door. Perfect. Great, let's get out of here. Back to base. Sorry to dig up your desert, sir. Yeah, I do hear meowing. She's, I don't know what she's doing, but she's meowing. I just caught... Oh, if you missed that, go back in the video. That was funny. I don't even know where I'm going. What the heck is happening here, right here? I just caught on my other monitor this one, like, weaving back and forth with her head as she was trying to see where the other cat was. And it just looked funny to me. I don't know. That just tickled me a little. That was good stuff. I highly suggest going back and looking at that and then telling me that I'm crazy. It really wasn't that funny. And you know what? Yes, it was. It sure was. Concrete mix is all done. Wow, 70 minutes. Here, let's put these guys on. Wear those. Let's cut off a good couple minutes. Perfect. Look at that. That's going to take forever. It is not going to finish before we're done today, but it's what we have to work with. So let's grab this guy again, and we are going to jump back out over here, and we're going to finish doing these guys right here, and then we're going to come over on this side, and we're going to have enough to do all of this. I'm not even going to bother to try to do the math. I know I didn't leave all that much over here, so this is totally fine right here. Just kind of upgrade all that stuff. And then I remember that there are some blocks over here, so we definitely got to get these guys. And I'm going to call a bit of an audible. Where are we at with concrete right now? 400 of it. 480 if I'm going to be a little more technical about things. Oh, geez. I'm going to start filling this in. I kind of hate to do it, but I think it's going to be the better decision in the long run. So we're going to go 4 high, even though this is totally going to cause problems for the turrets. In some respects, that might end up not being a bad thing, because I don't know. It's going to get real hinky when the demolishers show up. I don't know what to expect. Turrets might set them off. I might set them off. I'm referring to the demolishers' bombs, of course. So turret should be able to aim out of that. That's fine. It'll be a little ugly, but that's okay. I'll just live with the bars in front of that for right now, because I don't really want to take the time to break those down. I really think we're going to lose all of the bladed traps. I highly, highly suspect that will be the case. And that's just going to be how it is. I don't think there's any way around that. For right now, though, I think what I will do is at least do a layer of wooden spikes. These are not going to last very long. They'll do a little bit of damage, though, and we'll be able to say, hey, all right, good job. You did some damage. We'll call it fine. I'd love to be able to put multiple rows of these, but we got to go chop down more trees for that. So what are we looking at? We got 400 left. 167. Wow. Nowhere near what I thought. That used a lot more concrete than I was thinking it did. Oh boy. What do we do? What do we do? I'm going to leave... no, you know what? We're going to have extra in a moment, so that's fine. I'm going to do something like this here where I'm going to... Oh, now we're done. At least start to get the ground level stuff done. I think in the long run, that'll be a good idea. Oh man, we need more wood. Don't we, cat? Here, let's go ahead and put... I'm not going to put spikes on this side of the wall just yet. We'll put the spikes over here, though. And we're just going to let the inventory... My bad. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Keep cranking away on those. We'll use them, so no big deal. And that one that's just sitting right there, it'll get used eventually. We don't have enough metal right now to upgrade all of these, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. But I do want to put in an additional buffer of spikes right there, and we're going to run all of these guys out to the edge because it's really not that far on this side. Since the base is kind of staggered in its design a little bit, just from how the POI is built, it's not as far to run for bringing additional spikes over here. And we'll just do something like this, where we run these out right about there. That's fine. All right, we need more wood. What other trees can I chop down? That one was useless. That must have been an old one that transferred in from 18.1. As did that one. This guy looks pretty good. And I don't know about this one. This might be a 900. Nope. Or 1200. I can't tell a lot with the pine trees. You're only a 600. My bad. More fuel. Nope. Try that again. Wrong key, kitty. Wrong key. We're also going to need more fuel here. Now, I think we do have some, mind you. It's just we are kind of blowing through it. Yeah, I knew that one wasn't going to be any good. Whatever, it's fine. These guys, you're looking pretty good. And then this one over here is looking pretty good. I think we can take this one down. Oh, you're an old one. You're an old one. That's fine. We're going to set up quite the forest over on this side of the map. Or at least this side of the base. Okay, let's get rid of those spikes for right now, and then we'll just kind of plant some more trees. I'm just kind of clicking randomly here. I don't know. Clicking and steering randomly. It doesn't really all matter that much. Just load up heavily over here. It's fine. Should be far enough away from the base that it's not going to cause any issues. So I'll put some oak trees down. That'll be cool. Yeah! How much wood does that give us? 1,700. Kind of would like more. Well, we gotta go back this way anyway, so I don't know. Look at this guy here. It might not be ready, but it's coming down! And we'll get this one as well. I know, you're not ready, buddy. I know. I know. Here, we'll do another one there, another one there. More pine seeds, and then we'll do these guys over here. Perfect. So that should allow us to do a few more spikes. That gives us another 50 some odd to work with. That should be enough to go just about double on both sides. So I'm going to say let's add another 50 to this on top of what we're already doing. And we're just going to go ahead and double up the rows over here. We'll have to see what this comes out to be. That's 5. I think it'll be all right. Why is that one... What is going on here? Are you the problem? I guess this block over here is the problem. I don't feel like fixing the ground. That's just way too much work for me. I didn't pay attention to how many that was, but that was less than 50, so that's fine. There we go. I just now decided to look up at the clock, and I see the 42 is red. Okay. See, I told you earlier we're going to have a horde, and it'll tell us eventually. Sorry, bird's nest, I know. I should have wrenched it. Whatever, it's fine. I don't think we even use feathers anymore, so it doesn't really matter. If I'm not mistaken, for the bolts, we need... Let's see, these guys are going to use polymers. The iron ones use feathers, the steel ones... Apparently... I don't know. Whatever. Pretty sure they're still polymers, so... Feathers don't really matter all that much to me at this point. Okay, so we're going to have enough to put, I think, about enough to put a single row on the back of the building, which, that's better than nothing. I'll take that. We got to make sure we leave enough spikes to put those guys all the way leading up here. So all the way through there. I think we have enough metal to upgrade those. I should go check what we have for metal, as a matter of fact. Where are we at on that? Metal. Okay, so we have 46 steel and 64 iron. That's going to be about 20 iron up front. It would be nice to upgrade some of these guys too. We have a fair amount of metal in here, realistically. So let's do... I don't even know, 200? I guess? That should let us upgrade something like 40 or 50 spikes, so I think that's pretty significant. I'm good with that. I'm still debating whether I want to try to put anything along the wall back here. And I say back here, I really mean all the way around the building. It'd be good to have something up on the wall, I think, just to kind of prevent zombies from climbing up. And I'm not necessarily talking about putting spikes, but either doing like iron bars or just a little concrete pole, kind of like the poles that we have set up in various places around here, or even just like a little gable block. Might not be a bad idea. But I think the pole would keep the zombies out, whereas I'm not positive if the gable block would. Not positive about that, but I'm going to kind of sit on that one for the time being. I think, though, we're in a pretty good spot. We got just about 12 hours until the Horde arrives, so we will continue our preparations on the next one, and then Horde. So I'll catch you out until then. Thanks for watching. See you later.